What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently Tuesday the 1st of August, 52 minutes past midnight. Welcome to a new month. Yeah, this is a late upload today, but as I said yesterday, I wanted to see how Monday delivers completely before making any kind of full-on expectations for the week. And yeah, Monday gave quite a lot of insight into what to expect. You can see that we had a bullish day. This is DXY, by the way, daily. Traded down, and then we closed bullishly, trading up into this range here. If we drop down to the 4 hour, we can have a better look. And yeah, it's been quite consolidated. We did trade down, taking out some sell side liquidity rest in here. I'll just mark that out now. So that sell side liquidity got taken. And then we also traded down, let's drop down to the hourly actually. We also traded down back into a order block, which is here. So this is a bullish order block, and you can see how we traded back down into that, and since then price has pushed higher. So the fact that we've pushed higher and taken out these highs now, I do now anticipate this high to get taken. If you go watch yesterday's video, I did say if price continues to stay below this 50% level, then I don't want to see lower prices. However, if we continue higher, then I'd then anticipate this high to get taken. We traded higher, therefore I now expect this high to get taken. And it's been able to understand that you don't always have to be right to be profitable, and that, you know, that was a perfect circumstance where I didn't know what was happening, but I waited and allowed price to give me a what do you call it, reason and understanding as to where it's likely to draw to. So that's the importance of patience when it comes to trading. Importance of patience when it comes to trading. Wow. So yeah, so then there's buy side liquidity resting up here. As I said, we're taking out sell side liquidity, so there's every reason for price to want to continue to push higher. And remember, if you look at yesterday's video as well, I did mark out this fair value gap, and well, on the daily I'll show you more clearly this breaker block. So I'm anticipating now price to want to actually draw into this range from this low to this high, which is a fair value gap in itself. And if you look closer, there's a smaller fair value gap here. So I'm going to mark that out. There's going to be a lot of lines on here, guys, but you can see that although we traded to it last week, price closed below it. I'm now anticipating price to want to actually push into it and take out those buy stops. So yeah, if we drop down to the 15 minute, I think we can have a better look. We also have a breaker, low, high, lower, low. So now I'd have my eyes set on this, because this will be the breaker block, and I'd expect price to want to turn around within this area here. So let's keep an eye on that, and then in tomorrow's video we'll see how price reacted in this area and see if price does actually turn around within this zone, which I'm anticipating. So this is all Monday's trading, here to here, midnight to midnight. So I'm going to drag this out because Tuesday is where I expect price to want to draw into this area and then push higher and run for the buy side liquidity. If we look on, this is the 15-minute chart, by the way, you can see we actually traded down into this bullish order block here, and this one here, this is what you call a propulsion block, because this order block is stacked on top of this one. I'll show you what I mean closer. Ooh. So you can see how this order block traded higher, we then bounced on this one, and you can see we've just traded down into back into these order blocks, and then we had a break in market structure, and then we've traded higher. If we go down to the 5 minute, you'll see the break in market structure a lot more clearly. It's rare I go to the 15 minute, but I mean 5 minute on DXY, but you can see the break in market structure is there. If you've watched my backtesting videos, you know that this is all standard procedure. And there was also, you know, a fair value gap that you can see price touched, and then what we're doing, we're moving higher. I expect support here, and then for us to push again into that buy side liquidity. So yeah, we'll go to GBP really quickly, and we'll look at the daily on here as well. Again, guys, I suggest you watch yesterday's video because I don't want to be repeating myself. But we had a down close day. This here is an immediate rebalance by the looks of things, as in we've traded, this was Friday's trade, and we traded up into this candle's wick. So there was reason to anticipate some kind of pullback and draw down. If we drop down to the 4 hour, let me just quickly get my lines marked out, guys. All right. Right, so we're gonna go on the 4 hour really quickly, and if you go, actually we'll go straight to the 1 hour. What is this? Let me get rid of, wait, I have this black bar running through. I want to see what it's from. Okay, so I've just marked out this fair value gap here. Right, I'm going to get rid of that for now, and then we'll drop down to the 1 hour. So yeah, that was Monday's trading. If we go to the 1 hour now, we can see it a lot better detail. Here's Monday's trading. Very, very consolidated, guys. If you watched yesterday's review, you'll know that I marked out this red line here. This is where I'm anticipating price to draw to. Why? Because it's a breaker, low, high, lower, low, and then we break higher. So I'm expecting price to draw down into this area and into these order blocks resting here. The same way I'm expecting DXY to run up into this buy side liquidity. Now it's possible that price might want to grab these stops below here, so we'll have to see what happens when price reaches this breaker, because as I said, it's possible that price might want to draw lower, take out sell stops here and here before moving higher, but it really depends. So it's just a matter of, but I am anticipating Tuesday to be lower, and now I'm gonna set my eyes on this sell side liquidity resting here. Sell side. If we are to trade down below that sell side, we need to look for some PD arrays that are resting below that. There is a small fair value gap resting here that we might want to draw to. And remember, this orange box is a breaker block, which is why I'm not too sure if it's going to want to take out those sell stops. It likely is though, because it was the low off last week, so there's a lot of potential for that. So let's mark out this fair value gap as well. Potential draw. And like I said, if we're expecting DXY to take out buy side liquidity, then we should technically be expecting GBP to take out sell side liquidity, unless of course we're expecting a lot of strength on GBP. So it's a matter of waiting, seeing how price treats this level first, and then if it wants to dip down, take out this sell side liquidity, then there's also a possibility for it to want to run down to the sell side and back to the order block. This week as well, we do have GBP's interest rate decisions as well, so we are expecting quite a lot of volatility within GBP. That's another reason I'd want to be more careful, or more, I can imagine price action is going to be a lot more sensitive, so it's best to stay careful. And yeah, if you look at today's action, this is not very good trading action. Look at this, back and forth, back and forth. Like, this is not what you want to be trading, which is why I was saying yesterday, Monday, stay away from it, especially this Monday. And this is exactly why, because I knew that this kind of action was likely going to occur. And it's important, again, not to be trading every day, and to consider that, some Mondays you just want to sit back, let it do its thing. But now we can see we're starting to draw lower, and like I said, I want to see how we treat this breaker. Let's look at euro. I haven't actually seen euro yet. Euros moved lower just as expected, considering GBP and dollars moved higher. We do have this inverted fair value gap here, so we'll see how price wants to treat that. Why is this an inverted fair value gap? Well, we've delivered on the upside and on the downside and on the upside again. So when price comes to this area, we need to see if it acts as support. If this provides support, then of course we can start looking for these relative equal highs to get ran. Buy side. But again, it depends, because like I said, the fact that DXY is likely going to want to run into this buy side liquidity, there's potential for euro and GBP to want to take out its sell side liquidity. If it doesn't, however, that is going to show heavy distribution, and we can probably anticipate some large movements, but we'll get into that tomorrow. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, guys. Again, pretty dead day. I have this fair value gap here. This is not, this would be a breaker as well, low, high, lower, low break. So there's reason for price to want to turn around here, but it all depends on what DXY wants to do. And remember, it is the start of a new month today, so I guess we just gotta wait and see. Yeah, but that's everything, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been GBP baby, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.